Okay, this video is going to serve two purposes. It's going to serve the purpose of the leak down for the 4mm series I'm doing for Matt on my YouTube channel, obviously, and this is also going to serve for the Yamaha Banshee 26 and 28mm leak down tester kit that I sell on eBay. There is about 4 or 5 different combinations. I sell them for blaster, for Banshee and blaster, and other setups for depending on the carb size you have. This kit here, we're going to pretend came to you in the mailbox. This is a 26, 28mm leak down kit. This is what you're going to get in the box. Now, of course, it's going to be packed better than this, but we're just playing pretend here. You're going to get 2 fittings for your stock intake. You're going to get a clamp. You're going to get 2 caps for your exhaust flanges, and you're going to get a gauge. Inside the box will also be this little paper. What it says to do is to use this clamp for the stock intake setup if you are using this kit for a 26 or 28mm intake. Mainly, this is meant to be used, this clamp is meant to be used on a stock intake that looks like this. This fitting here, depending on the intake, see this one here fits tight. Good and tight. Depending on the age of the intake, sometimes they can get stretched out hard and they won't fit very tight. If that's the case, you really should replace your boot. But what you can do is take off your old clamp and you're going to replace it with this clamp. Then you'll be good to go. So now I'm going to show you guys how to use this kit. Alright, so this is a 4mm engine that I'm working on for a customer, and it's pretty well done. So now I'm going to leak it down to be sure there's no air leaks. So first thing we're going to do is start with the exhaust caps. So get your exhaust caps in your kit that will go over your exhaust flanges just like this. And if you're doing this in the bike, you can position these hose clamps. See here, you may not have room to get to it. You can just take these clamps, flip them over just like that. Now your screw is here where you get to it better. So you're just going to clamp them on tight. Same thing for both sides. You can position your clamp however you need it. These are a 5/16. Okay, those are good and tight. Now we're going to do our intake. Alright, so whenever you receive this gauge, you're going to have these fittings here. They're pre-wrapped with Teflon. They're ready to go, so you don't have to run out and buy any. Mine has some inside the gauge because I took it apart. This is my personal gauge. So you're going to get your new fitting, and you're just going to screw it in. And 9 times out of 10, hand tight, as tight as you can get it, is plenty good. Now we're going to take this and put it into the intake boot. What we'll do is put it on the far side, just like this. Let's just clamp up enough that it'll go in. There we go. Now all we do is tighten it up. We'll loosen up this clamp and fit our plug-in. I'm going to put just a little bit of oil on here to help it slide in because these fit snug. These are brand new intakes, so we want to be sure this is all the way in. Pull this clamp back just a little bit here. There we go. There we go. Now we're ready to test. You do need to be sure you have spark plugs in it. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and pressure this thing up to about 5 psi. I'm letting a bit of air out of my compressor because I don't have a regulator. A regulator I thought was going to work, but I haven't used it in so long. Usually I use a bicycle pump for this, and I just can't seem to find it at the moment, so just letting some air out of my tank. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pressure this up to 5 psi. I'm just going to be sure that I don't have too much. Oh, we're good. 5. We're going to drop it down to about looks like 5 right there. Now we wait. So we're testing at 5 psi. So after 5 minutes, we need to have at least 4 psi of air pressure left. So I'm going to go ahead and start my timer here. Starting it now. Or if I can put this somewhere you guys can see it. There you go. So we'll just see what happens. Doesn't seem to be dropping too fast, if it is at all. Seems to be sealed up pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up so we're not sitting here 5 minutes watching that needle move. Alright, so that's 5 minutes right there, plus it's probably almost 6 minutes by the time I started my phone and all that, and we haven't even lost half a pound yet, so we're good to go there. Don't forget, this motor here is fresh. This is a brand new engine I built for a customer, so leak down tests are good to do on motors that you know nothing about. They will show you if your intakes are leaking anywhere. They'll show you if your head gaskets are leaking, if this cool head was this engine was older and it had been run for a while and one of the domes was popped or something like that. It would tell you that. It will tell you if any of the base gaskets are leaking, if the case halves are leaking. I think I mentioned crank seals already. It'll tell you all that good stuff. So yeah, for say you pick up a Banshee and you want to know about it, a good thing to do, I mean, I do it myself. I'll bring it home, run a compression test on it, leak it down. If it's got an air leak, I'll find it and I'll fix it. If it's bad enough and the compression is uneven, then that's something I'll you know, tear it down and inspect everything and see what kind of damage is done. But that being said, that's how a leak down test is done. That's how I use my kit. There's varying sizes and all that good stuff, and they're pretty much all the same, just different sizes. So hope this helps you guys out. They're available. Check the description for the eBay link. If the link doesn't work, my phone number will be there also. Shoot me a text and I will get you taken care of. And I want to show you one quick trick. If you have 35mm intakes or something like that, the plugs that I sell, the block off plugs that I sell, that are, sorry, trying to hurry. The block off plug that I sell for this side is rounded, it's hard to grab. The trick is, take this clamp loose with the air pressure still in the engine, it'll push it right out. Keep your hand back there, check it out. There you go. That's how you get them out if you can't get a hold of it. Alright, y'all have a good one.